Hello and welcome to the Contento Now TV studio, a studio hosting creators from Israel and around the world, offering a glimpse behind the scenes of their journey to publication. With us today is a very special guest, medium Samuel Zohar Yanai. Hello, Samuel.
Hello, Netanel.
Hello and blessings. We'll begin shortly, but since we have more viewers joining from different continents and languages, we will give another brief introduction. We are very delighted to host you on Contento Now TV with the medium Samuel Zohar Yanai. Hello again, Samuel.
Hello.
If you had to choose from the vast and mysterious sea of spells and the incredible and fascinating world of magic you've been truly involved in for so many years, one moment that for you was an absolutely defining one in your profession, what would it be?
There was a girl who had been a friend of mine on Facebook for a while. We're still good friends now. After about a year, she finally worked up the courage to speak to me. She was going through a really hard time. Her mother was in the hospital, and she was under serious financial pressure. Things were so bad that out of necessity, she became a surrogate mother. Not just once, but twice, due to her financial situation. She said to me, "Samuel, I don't believe in spells, but I can't shake the feeling that something dark and ancient was done to me, something that still lingers. And my mother, she says that some woman is putting things on the door, and she suspects a particular woman, and I'm dealing with financial problems." I really felt her truly for a moment and saw that this wasn't like a regular story where someone just comes to ask for favors. I truly felt her energy indeed, and I said to her, "Okay, I understand."
When you say you felt her energy, what do you mean? What did you feel from her darkness? A pulse? Was there some kind of spell cast on her?
I felt her as a person, like when you know someone and you really love them. I felt her soul, her spirit.
You connected?
Yes. It was really pure. It wasn't some kind of game or anything like that. And I said, "Look, I'll help you. I'll do what I need to do. Just so you know, if someone really did do something, it simply goes back to them. Not because I'm doing anything against them, but because I'm just removing it from you and from your mother."
I'm rubber, you're glue, meaning the curse or spell. The act of evil first passes through the one who casts it.
It simply bounces back. It's like touching a live wire. You get shocked, and the energy returns to the source.
Interesting. Tell me more.
A week or two later, she suddenly called me and said, "Samuel, this was absolutely crazy." I asked her, "What happened?" She said, "Listen, my mother was just released from the hospital. She met a boyfriend. She hadn't been in a relationship for several good years. And the witch, the one I suspected, died of sudden cardiac arrest. And she says to me, 'Listen, I don't believe in these things, but this kind of coincidence is just bizarre.'" She was very impressed.
In a week.
About a week. To this day, it's hard for me to believe the results. It's on the level of a miracle, even though I can explain it in some scientific way, but it's just unbelievable.
Pardon me, I must say, people are watching, a lot of people in fact, and you're a reserved and rational person, so what did you do? You take some herbs, cook something, cast a spell, the witch has a cardiac arrest. Come on, this is very serious stuff.
First of all, what was important to me in my process for her and her mother was cleansing her energetic karma. I do this in a process done at night. From 2 to 4 in the morning, I disconnect all the electricity in the house.
In yours?
My house. I turn off all the switches and I simply perform a process that is both Kabbalistic and energetic, along with my intentions directed toward a specific person in order to cleanse it. And I work with the 4 elements, which are earth, wind, fire, and air. Let's call it something like a cauldron, a certain chemical process that combines the material world with the spiritual world, using a code of words to release the situation.
And this is done when the person who comes to you for diagnosis, for treatment, is physically present between 2 and 4 a.m.?
No, they are not.
They are not?
I have to be in silence, focused on it. I actually turn off my phone, everything.
Tell me, as I am certainly confident that people are interested in this. Now, this witch identified by her and by you?
Not by me. I simply acted based on what she and her mother suspected. I don't know the witch at all. And frankly, I wasn't interested because I wasn't doing anything against her.
It's for her.
Yes, the patient came to me in the afternoon and asked for help. So I arrived and gave her my help as she requested it.
It works both in Israel and abroad?
Yes, both.
Meaning a person can come to you from abroad and say, Houston, I have a problem.
There were situations where not only did someone come to me, but change occurred.
Give me an example of a big change in someone's life due to your intervention.
There was a guy known as a big mobster. He'd been to prison, spent a lot of time in jail, and was deeply into substance abuse. Almost 2-3 grams a day.
Prison in Israel or USA?
In the United States. It was a really huge story. And he also had diabetes. At the beginning, it was a process for him because he had a major illness too. I had to empower him, and there was a curse on him. He had just been released. He had no money, and I had to take money out of my own pocket. And he was also a Facebook friend who I met through mutual friends, a good and meaningful friend. And over time, a relationship developed. And today, this person is clean. His diabetes has significantly decreased. He lost weight. He's no longer in crime. An amazing story. And the result, in my opinion, borders on a miracle, just like the previous outcome.
This is interesting. It's a story the media, both in Israel and internationally, are chasing. As far as you can reveal, what do you do as a medium? What was it exactly? I mean, what is the tool you usually work with?
The primary tool, I was blessed with healing hands.
Meaning you?
Yes, that's the first thing. I'm not someone who touches people. I don't like touching, I don't like hugging. But when I work, most of my power is in my hands themselves.
If I bring my hand close for a moment and you focus your intention with your hand, will I feel something? Is it at that level?
Someone energetically sensitive will feel it.
A kind of heat, perhaps, in a kind of waves?
Yes.
That's the first thing. The second thing is?
Kabbalistic elements in terms of prayers, in terms of word codes and patterns, which I combine together to achieve the desired result. The third thing is also materials from the physical world, which are substances related to earth, fire, air, and water.
Which you combine?
That's right. I must use the 4 elements of nature in the material world in order to create something in the material world. The aspect of prayer or the code of the Kabbalist belongs to the spiritual world. So, the combination of the two, right, leads to results.
Now, when people come to you, come to hear your lectures, come for your guidance, come for the processes, and very soon, at the right time, they'll also be able to read the book that's currently in the process of being published. Both in Israel and around the world, there are many miracle stories that you share. But along with that, people will come and say, listen, come on, there's no way this actually works. What is this witchcraft? Does that work in Judaism? Does it work in the world at all? I mean, the mysterious world of witches, mediums, and external entities, realms?
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't believe until I was 28. Even though I'd heard all kinds of things, I didn't believe sorcerers were real at all. Deep down in my subconscious, because I'm a realist, along the way in my journey, I had to take better care of myself as a result of having a powerful and completely unexpected out-of-body experience.
Through that elevator in your mind journey at night, which we talked about earlier, you went up the shaft, you went up and down, and saw your father. So does this happen on a daily basis? Is there really some kind of world of entities that exists?
Yes, of course, of course. There is an astral energetic world, which is a form of energy we can't detect, like we detect electrical energy by frequency. It's a different frequency. It's not just when a person passes away, people recite Kaddish. Now, why is it said in Aramaic? Why not in Hebrew? What's the reason?
It's indeed one of the most common mantras in Judaism. Kaddish is recited for every person.
Exactly. Now, this frequency, anyone who has studied the Zohar knows that the frequency in Aramaic is a language, meaning it's a frequency that negative energy can't touch or harm. It's like electricity. There's positive, negative, and grounding. Grounding isolates, it's that simple. If there's lightning, for example, it prevents a short circuit.
So you're saying that essentially every person who goes to the cemetery, and which of us isn't there once or twice a year, and says Kaddish or hears Kaddish somewhere is actually participating in a Kabbalistic spiritual ritual that goes beyond just the mantras and the Aramaic words being recited?
No, he is actually elevating a soul, as it's called, for the elevation of the soul. We are the only nation in the world that is a nation of spirit, a nation of the book. We received these codes in our historical past. People like Solomon, like Samuel, like Saul, like Moses dealt with this. They worked with these tools, only with these tools. They also created them, meaning they gave us a way to understand it through words, to grasp it in some way so that we could interpret the hints. We're not exactly the great sages of the generation to fully interpret all the hints that are there, but we know that we are a people who stopped the sun in Gibeon and the moon in the valley of Ayalon. In half the world, not the whole world, which goes against the laws of nature. We toppled the walls of Jericho through encirclement. Now, it doesn't make sense logically. There were many things that don't make sense, but that's us. It's written in our texts. It's a bestseller that continues, that survives, because it has a reason. There is truth here.
And you tell me, Samuel, people can come to this place and take this knowledge to what's called the dark side, the dark world, to cast spells that affect people negatively. Even in Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin's assassination, which was connected with black magic, a curse from right-wing rabbis who provided a kind of spiritual umbrella for the acts of the murderer.
If we look at the amount of time from the moment the evil spell was cast, be it on Yitzhak Rabin, Ariel Sharon, or Ehud Olmert, we will see that the range is about 40 days.
Is there a way to neutralize it, in your opinion? Meaning, is there a way you can create something that works to neutralize it? Give me an example.
I have to perform an action to free someone from a spell. Same thing, an action, just as it was performed on them to cast a spell.
Tell me, what kind of people actually come to you when they come to lectures, to workshops, for guidance, to read the book? Who exactly are these people who basically have some kind of pain point, who come to seek your help?
From schizophrenics, people with mania, depression, people with cancer, people who royalty, mobsters, people who got out of prison, people who want to change their path, people who feel like nothing is working for them. The moment that, if, for example, one area, like your relationship isn't working, fine. But when all areas of life are stuck somewhere, something doesn't add up because something here, there has to be at least one area that must flow.
So you'd say just like there's the health clinics in the world, various alternative treatments, different rabbis and priests in different communities and more, then there are astral healers, the astral healer who also works through spiritual realms.
That's how it always was. That's where medicine began.
And that's what you do.
I went to the source because I had to save myself. I had no choice because I went through all the therapists and also examined myself psychologically and also energetically. And I also studied Maimonides. I searched for all the tools until I reached the point of what was truly weighing on me and bothering me. And I simply neutralized it.
What was bothering you, Samuel, in your personal life?
A curse, very, very difficult and extremely intense, was imposed on me for various challenging reasons and circumstances that I won't go into at this moment right now. And because I didn't believe, went through the entire journey. But in the end, I reached the point, and I neutralized it. Now, on this journey, when I went through it and sat with Kabbalists and rabbis and people, I heard so many things, and I see people thirsty for blood. I also spent a lot of money, and there was a result, but only for a short time, and then, boom, it goes back to the same point. And I want to feel good. I want to heal. I want to heal my life, my spiritual life, not just my body. And no, I had no choice left, and I researched this study, and that study, and another one, and I built my own method, my way, my method through myself.
Samuel, in a series of talks and meetings, with lectures, with appearances, with hair-raising stories in Israel and around the world, you, in your unique way, somehow help pull the strings to rescue people's hopes. I want to say thank you, truly, thank you for this meeting.
Thank you.
It was fascinating. Thank you again for coming to this interview and for all the insights you bring. If you have questions for Samuel, feel free to reach out to him through his digital platforms as well. his Facebook page, his website, and ask questions, ask to meet, listen, and you will receive help. Thank you very much for joining us at the Contento Now TV studio.